Okay guys, King Solomon 121 here, and today we're going to be checking out this program called Paint.net, which I have down here. I'll have down the link in the description, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make thumbnails for your YouTube channel. So here we are in Paint.net. This is pretty much all you're going to need. You might also need a web browser depending on whether you want to hand draw everything or if you want to get some pictures off the internet. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a YouTube thumbnail, and I'm actually going to be making the thumbnail for this video. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do whenever you're using Paint.net is you're going to want to go Control A and then delete. This will give you this transparent background, completely clean canvas, doesn't have any background on it. Next we're going to want to go to Image and Canvas Size, and if you're making a thumbnail for YouTube you're going to want to go 1920 by 1080 for width and height, and just click OK, and you're gonna have to Control A delete again because you can see that's the size of our old canvas, but now we got all this more canvas. So first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to choose our background color. Now to do that we're going to go to our paint bucket, but you can see we don't have any color wheel or anything to select it, so we're going to want to go up into the top right corner and grab down our color wheel. Now the scheme I've been using is a kind of darker than sky blue type color, so that looks pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and fill this in, and I actually really like that color, but if you want to you can move it up and you can actually see the darkness as it changes on the canvas, so you can get it just right for your liking. I think that looks pretty good. Now the next thing that I do in my thumbnails is I like to put up in the top right corner here a pennant of sorts. So I'm going to make this nice and big. It'll be bigger than you would think it has to be because the YouTube thumbnail is relatively low resolution, so you want to make this nice and big. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go back to my paint bucket, and I think I want this one a nice red color. And oopsie, gotta flip that around. So if ever it comes out white and you want it to be red, you're gonna want to look in here and you can see you have these two colors here, your primary and your secondary. So you can just go ahead and flip these and then that'll become that color. So I got this big red box here. Could even elongate it a little bit more, but I think that's alright. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a triangle to go on the end. So I'm going to go to Shapes, then go up here and find my triangle, and draw shape outline. Looks pretty good. Now let's see here. Now sometimes these are a little glitchy, so you might have to change things around a bit in order to get this to work. But yeah, for some reason my triangle isn't showing up right now. Looks alright here. I've had this trouble a few times now, where my triangle just won't show up. Well, you know what then? Instead of fooling around with this, I'm just gonna leave this like that. Just have this nice box up there. So we'll just skip the triangle and we'll go straight to our text. So we will have our text icon right here, and you're gonna choose a font that you like. I like the Segoe UI Black because it's nice and bold, and we'll start with an 84 font, and we're going to select our color, so we'll select a black for this, and you're just going to click wherever you want it to go, and you'll see a dashing line. You can move it around with this little controller here. So let's go how to YouTube episode 2. Now you can see that font is much too big, So let's try scaling it down to 36. It's a little 48, it's a little small, and that's too big. So we're going to want to go somewhere in between 48 and 72. So let's try 55. Maybe just 50. We'll go right in the middle, 52. That looks pretty good. And I like to bold it. You can underline it too if you want to. Put that cross through it. And you can also italicize it if you want to. I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. So that looks pretty good in my opinion. So let's see what I want to do here. Now I think I'm gonna want to put. Let's click on that. I think I'm gonna want to put the name of the video I'll put somewhere here-ish. Let's bump this up to 72. And let's put this, I think black will be alright. Actually, I'm going to put it in red, but more yellowish orange. Go ahead and click back into there. Okay, so more of like an orange color. And I'm just going to write custom thumbnails right here. And that looks pretty good. I think I want to darken that a little bit. Now if I go into here, you can see we have our RGB. And so I want to darken this up just a tad bit. That looks pretty good. And this I am going to underline just like that. Now I think down here I want to put a paint.net symbol. So we're going to go ahead and minimize this and go into our browser. And we'll just go ahead and go to Google. And we'll go images and paint.net. Paint.net logo. See if that's better. Okay, here we go. So this one looks pretty good. So you can see how this has these kind of weird backgrounds here. See if there's anything else. Now another thing that you want to look for is you want to see if the background is transparent, which in a lot of these it doesn't appear to be. So the way you know if it's transparent is if it has that checkerboard background to it. Yeah, so this doesn't have it, but we'll see what it looks like. So we're gonna go copy, minimize, and go back into our paint.net and go ahead and open a new tab. File, new. Click OK there. Oops. So we want, you know what? Don't save. Let me just go Control V. And I guess we didn't copy it. And here we go. Well, you know what, guys? I'll be right back, see if I can figure out what's going on here. So, I'll be right back in 1 sec, guys. Okay, guys, we are back. Seem to have worked it out. Let's go back over to our browser and see if this will work this time. Just go ahead and copy this. And let's see if we can paste it into here. Go, oops. New, okay. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, so I'm going to just take that, go into here and click Control V. I can X out of this, save, and you can see we now have it in here. Okay. Now, I'm just going to make this pretty big, and you want to try and get it so that it stays proportional. And it's too far. Let's see, I think I'm going to move my text around. I'm just going to highlight that. And then I want to move it a little bit further this way. So, what this is doing is just moving everything that's in that box, no matter what it is. So you can see it moved a little bit of the background there. So, we'll just go ahead and get our color wheel, move it over here. Just in that general vicinity, you know, that you can see it sticks out, but if we keep going, now you can never tell. Now, let's see. So, you can see that by doing that, it's going to come out looking a bit weird because pretty much all of the white is going to be filled in. Now, one thing that we can do with this though, by the way guys, Control Z is to go out, to go back, undo. You can also use the tab up here. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and get that white, and then just fill all of these in. And Aladdin. So that way we don't have those weird things there. And you can see it's a pretty good Paint.net logo right there. You know, I think I actually like those. Just gonna Control Z and bring those back. They did add a little bit to the image. So, and I don't know, I don't know what else we could put in here. There is, you know, we can add other stuff to it. Maybe put our YouTube channel name up top, or, you know, do whatever, but I think this is pretty good. So let's go ahead and save it. So I'm going to go ahead and go File, Save As, and we are in my thumbnails folder. I'm just going to go Paint.net thumbnail tutorial. Let's go ahead and save that. And this is just going to be very small. We can look around, but just click OK for that. It'll save really quick. And let me just make sure that we saved that in the correct way. Okay, so you can see it says PNG down here. Now, that is fine. Leave. We're just going to go File, Open. Let's just reopen this. If you look when you go to save, if I go to Save As, I guess, I can change the different file size, or not file size, but file type. So PNG works. I know JPEG works. I'm not sure about GIF or BMP. So if you're not going to use this as a thumbnail right now, you just want to save it so that you can come back to it later, you're going to want to use the not PNG, PDN, Paint.net. But YouTube doesn't support that file size or file type. So if you just want to save it on your computer and you want to come back to it later, you can go ahead and use the paint.net, and you'll be able to come back, because if you use PNG and you have multiple layers, which we didn't talk about right now in this, but you can add layers here, it's going to compress all those layers down together. But if you save it as a PDN file, you can leave those layers separate, which will make it quite a bit easier for you coming back to work on it later. So if you're just going to save it for later and going to continue working on it, you're probably going to want to use PDN, the paint.net file type. But otherwise, you can use either JPEG or anything else really. Now the final step is just going onto YouTube and uploading it. Now you're going to upload it just like you would anything else, but you got to make sure that you are verified. So if we go ahead and go to my channel here, go to the video manager, and go to channel, you're going to need to make sure that you are verified. So you can see up here it says partner verified. There should be something here that'll say verify or something like that, and then they're either going to need to text you or call you, and then you're just going to need to type in a 6-digit code, and you can see now I can enable monetization, I can check my copyright standings, can stream live events, my videos can be longer than 15 minutes, all this kind of stuff. And I can also add custom thumbnails to my videos. So let's say I wanted to upload, let's just find a video. Let's say I wanted to upload the Blender tutorial that I did earlier. You can see down here, once it starts uploading, I can click on custom thumbnail, and then really just choose from my thumbnails any of these thumbnails that I want. And so I can upload this paint.net. Now I might want to raise the resolution on mine. You're gonna have to fiddle around with that so that it's not so blurry, because as you can see, you can't really read a lot of the words there. So you're gonna have to go back into paint.net maybe and change your resolution, up it a bit. But let me just go back to my channel. But as long as you're verified, you'll see that button there. If you're not verified, it's just going to have 3 different clips from the video that you can use. But if you don't have those, then, or if you don't like those, I guess, then this is a great way to make custom thumbnails. You can see that these are just little kind of weird clips in the video, but then up here, these are quite a bit nicer in my opinion. Now you can also do something where you use a screenshot from the video and then just add a, add a little box on the top to it saying what it is. You can do something like that. So it gives you quite a bit of different stuff you can do. If you look at, a lot of the bigger YouTubers, they're pretty much always going to have thumbnails. PewDiePie uses thumbnails. Pretty much everyone uses thumbnails. They're a great way that people can be flipping around, and if they just see this, they're going to think, oh, that video is not very great quality. But if they see something that looks more like this or this, they're probably going to think that the person puts some more time and effort into it, which you do. Because it doesn't take that long, maybe 10 minutes to make a thumbnail, but that is an extra 10 minutes. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite, all of those things. But this has been King Solomon 121, guys, and I will see you next time.